morning, Minecraft gamers, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Fun with FlapJack Hardcore Minecraft. So I realized that I ended the last episode rather abruptly, and I apologize for that, but something needed my immediate attention, and so I had to close the video down, and I thought I might as well set it to upload. So I ended it as quickly as I could, cropped it and edited it in that I would catch you in the next video. But what I decided that I wanted to do to finish up showcasing the update to my world is that I've been working so much on farms that I had been neglecting everything about my base. So I showed all of what I did in here in a very long video, and that was also a test for me because being a new YouTuber, I had to get my account verified and all the other kinds of things that they require for you to have longer video episodes than the 15 minutes. And so I've finally been able to manage to accomplish that. So I can go over the 15 minutes and not really be bothered by it. I've managed to, as I said before, collect up a bunch of ink sacs from these squid. They just keep dying on the beaches. Eventually I'll build that farm I was talking about. And I did make a note that I would be using fence gates. It would be under the water source where the squid would be spawning, and then they would drop down and suffocate on a dry ground floor area. And I'd just set up a minecart hopper collection system, not hoppers. I didn't mean to say hoppers. That would be like mega expensive was what my brain was processing while I was explaining those things. But yeah, anyways, you get my point. Got some things I want to do with ink sacs, but I did really need cocoa beans because I built this barn. And I don't need cocoa beans because I built a barn, but I need the cocoa beans because I need to be able to dye carpet that's going to go on top of the roof of my barn that I built. And why would I want to put carpet up here? Well, because some of these spaces, like this entire set of 2 rows wide, is spawnable space for creepies. And like this whole row is spawnable, and there ends up being like 8 rows on this roof that are all spawnable dark areas that I would end up with creepers that could potentially blow things up or, blow me up or whatever. And so I'm going to just run carpet across the top of the spawnable areas up there to prevent those monsters from being able to do such terrible, awful things. And then I did add a couple of extra rows to my berry farm. Now I'm not really utilizing this berry farm for food source any longer because I have quite a bit of fish to eat, but this is always a readily available and very fast resupply of food. You just run down it. Waddles came up with this little plan, put the half slabs over the top so that you don't bang into the thorns of the bush and take the damage and whatever. But I liked his little farm idea of what it looked like with fence posts, trapdoors, and stuff. He used spruce, which I have this dark podzol. I needed a slightly lighter color of wood so that when you are glancing at it from the distance, it's not, everything's so dark looking. And then I used some dark wood to just accent within my builds. So anyhow, I have all of that set up, and then what I was thinking was I could get myself a decent actual functioning and maybe even automatic bee farm going for the honey collection. And with the berries and the honey, I could have my own little hobbit honey brew meadery. It's like in Skyrim you've got honey brew meadery, which you have to do a quest to get rid of the rats and whatever that are in the meadery. Hopefully my meadery won't end up with rats, but I was thinking something in this area over here could end up, blending the berries and the honey concept together. So that's my idea with that. But, I want to build an automatic sugarcane farm for paper production because I want more paper for more rockets. I'll eventually want to build myself an actual gunpowder farm. I don't really need a lot of crops right now. I don't have any farmers to trade with, and really not I've been relying heavily on the cooked fish from AFK Fishing, so I'm really not even worried about putting together a better food source right now. I'm not PvPing, I'm not really dealing with fighting Ender Dragon or anything like that, so, fish is a decent enough food source for me right now. I want to build an automatic bamboo farm because I absolutely love the zero-ticking bamboo farms, and that's an absolutely, I say absolutely a lot, but absolutely tremendous fuel source. That being said, What am I doing up on this hill? Well, I've been slowly carving this out and looking at this cave because I've been thinking about expanding my Hobbit Town area over to this side of this hill. It's not a mountain or anything so grand, but it is really cool. I cleared out all the trees and I converted all the dirt to podzol just to give it that forest floor look. And then it kind of just blends nicely having the really dark ground instead of all of the grass, but just having grass and then weeds and flowers growing in patches. But what I wanted to do up on this hill was build the little hobbit looking homes, hobbit style buildings that would allow me to hide automatic farms so that my hobbit town wouldn't have the visible technology that hobbits tend to avoid having in their worlds, in their lives. But what I needed to do is get myself a circle up here for like a window, just because I think that's going to look nice. And if I can remember how you do it, I think it's like that. Yeah, I think it's like that. Maybe it comes down one more, what I had in mind. Yeah. And that might be a circle look, but no, I think it's supposed to have something like that to give it a little bit better. Yeah, that's a lot a bit better, I should say. So an extra staircase right there upside down. Whoops. Don't do that. Don't do that. You want it there. Yeah. That's much better. And that's a, is it dark again already? Okay, so definitely I adjusted my gamma, and I normally don't notice that it gets dark in this game because I play with my gamma so high. That's so I can record footage. I actually, when I'm not recording anything, I turn my gamma off. As you can see, I turn my gamma off so I can play the game with the lighting, and I can then, get a better comprehension or understanding of what the world around me looks like and how things are shaping up. So, I want to be able to see if things are lit up well enough to prevent spawning and all that. But I don't like recording my videos with the gamma so low. I have gamma down at 1, just like, it's default gameplay. It's at level 1. And that is not a bright enough screen, I don't think, to be able to share what I'm doing with you. If you're a viewer watching, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing and understand what I'm talking about when I say, oh my gosh, look at this, or oh, look at that. If I'm in a dark area and you can't see it, man, that's such a frustration, isn't it? I think it's such a frustration. But overall, yeah, I built this really cool farm. I brought in some pigs, mostly just because if you've got a barn, you should have some livestock. I brought over some chickens. And then there's my sheep that I'll be collecting some brown wool from, and then I'll breed those up. I'll probably collect a bunch of eggs and maybe kill off the chickens or bring more chickens over later. But yeah, I just kind of just need the sheep. But yeah, that's looking a lot better up there. And then I'm gonna, fill it back in, and aesthetically blend it to the appearance of the hillside. But that's gonna be like my first uh, window. And then I was thinking that maybe there'd be like a window here that takes on the same shape but steps up just slightly, and it'll be like the upstairs area, perhaps. You know what I'm saying. You guys build this stuff too, but yeah, I'll clear this out of the way so I can work on it. I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but I was thinking that I wanted the window maybe to be up this far here, but it might be too far. It might just be too far. Maybe this one should be taller because that's actually starting to stick out over here, and I don't want to keep breaking out the dirt. If you follow what I'm saying, I want to keep this shape, this basic shape, like right here. So yeah, I think what I ought to do is I ought to go down a little bit. Maybe take this one down. This one's more of the upstairs, and then maybe this one is more down below it, if that makes sense. I think it does. And then, if that's right there, then maybe this next one starts where that one, kind of starts right there, which is, basically what you do to make these circles like this is just it's 3 blocks, and then you have your staircases on the end as a step. And so if you I constantly put blocks in the wrong spot. If you shape it like that, then you just turn around in the opposite direction. Of course, I'm going to run out of room. I'm not even going to be able to get out of here, so I'm going to have to clear myself out a little bit of a area for my player to be able to move around in. But yeah, if you have it this way, see it's facing against that block, then you just flip it upside down, alternating it, and it's going to move it over, so it does this little stare down thing and then catches another block right there, which actually goes on down to make the circle. And then you just shape it like I did over here, so that you end up with something like that. And of course, with that dirt there, I'll definitely, with deciding to do this, definitely want to dress this up, get rid of the dirt. You don't want dirt in here. Fill that back in with some stone just so it'll look better, and it'll all get blended a little bit more uh, than what it is now. But yeah, on this end here, I've got to craft some more stairs real quick, obviously, but we'll pop those down like that. You just flip it around the opposite direction, and then get this stuff out of your way so you can do what you want to do. But it's basically, it's 3 blocks there. It's 3 blocks there. See if you look at it. Or no, it's actually on the sides, it's 2 blocks. Up on top, I do 3 blocks, and then you bring around a couple, and it's 1, 2. Well, it's actually 3 blocks there. 1, 2, 3. So what did I do? That one should not be there. It's 2 blocks, and that should be a staircase that makes it round. So that's what I did wrong on that. But yeah, anyways, I'm constantly putting the wrong blocks in the different places. There is a block glitch there. I should grab it. Okay. So anyways, it's 3 across top, and then you get this little combination of 3 stair steps, and then you bring it down, and then it's 3 stair steps here. So that, again, that's not right, putting the solid block down there. Need to put stair steps, which you want them upside down, so it brings that arch of a circle, which is a lot better overall. To give yourself, in a world that's made out of square blocks, you can set yourself up to have a decent amount of circle looking stuff. So yeah, I'm surprised when you build this stuff that it actually works out. But yeah, that's one of the ways you can do a circle. And then of course, doing circle builds into like towers and spires and stuff for your castles is all possible out of square blocks, which is, that just kind of blow your mind. How in the world am I making circles with squares? But you can do it. I've done it. You can do it too. And then what I think I need here is this will all be like mined out just so that you can have the look. But I think you don't necessarily need the circles here. Depending on what it's going to end up looking like. But yeah, that's what that circle would end up looking like. But yeah, it all just depends on what I do in this particular area as far as how much of this I want to remove out of here. If I do want to take this on down just to showcase the circle window, it's going to look a little bit better if I do. But yeah, I don't have to. And I can always, whoops. Let's see if we can't make that click right there. Yeah, that's better. You got to catch it just right on that edge there to get that block to turn the way you wanted it to. But yeah, that's what it would look like. And it is, built into this wall. Obviously, if you wanted to highlight the window completely, just take all these blocks out. And then this one, of course, again, you've got to be right on the edge, catch that corner so that you can still place the block. You're not underneath of it, and then there you go. This can all be dressed up with however you decide to do this. It could be backfilled with a pond or something, just anything that you decide you want to do down here to make it look interesting. But now I've got the potential now for these two windows here, which is pretty neat. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I'm going to work on this, probably work on it off camera so that I'm not constantly changing what I'm doing and frustrating people like, what in the world? Why won't he just decide what he wants? Well, I'm not sure what I want just yet. And honestly, I could even, what I've even am now considering now that I'm digging out more and more of this, is that maybe I want to take out what I put in already and see. I've already I've already started changing it again because I'm just not sure what I want. So I'm gonna clear this stuff out and then um, get it figured out mostly what I want to do. I just don't know. But I do know if I move this all out of the way, I'll be able to see where these stairs line up, and then I only need to, yeah, it could end up being nice because there's this nice little path that comes from that area there, and maybe I want all this to be cleared out so that you can see it a little bit better, and then reshape it to blend it to um, the natural appearance of this hill and what it looked like to start with, but just a little bit more my way, if that makes sense. So anyhow, I'm going to dig this stuff out real quick. That's where efficiency 5 kicks in, and you can do a lot of things super fast. Obviously I have that beacon that I showed everyone before. I could beacon all this and get a lot of things done a lot faster, but you know, I don't really need to. Is it nighttime? Getting ready to be nighttime again? That fast? Boy, either time is flying by or I'm just not paying attention. And that's just how much I talk. But here we go. I'll clear this out just a smidge more on this end and then look at it from down here, from across the way. See, now I can kind of see that from over here, which is much better. Much better because it's going to stand out more with the glass and then the lighting inside of the building. And maybe this staircase needs to be moved over. Whoops, hit the wrong buttons. Maybe this staircase needs to be moved over to be in the center here and sort of maybe something with the stairs doing that even. Definitely getting very dark, so that needs to be shaped as well. There we go. And then that's going to give me a chance to look at that and then like off from a distance, that could be Samwise Gamgee's home or who knows. But I'm going to dress this up. It's going to have these really nice windows here. But then I'm thinking I want to be able to get into this downstairs area and there's this upstairs window. I'm going to have some sort of a Hobbit entrance, right? Which I mentioned before, a lot of times you need to have a Hobbit entryway, you really just need a 3x3 carved out that is going to be a spot for like a door. And so you do that, and then around it, you set in your blocks that you want to use to make it look like it's circular. And then you step out from that one more time, or you step back from that one more time, is the way I should have said that. But I'm thinking that it might not all fit. If you're putting your circle in, which I put it in the wrong spot there, duh. It's supposed to be on the 3x3 space right here, and then it steps out one more time here, basically like so. And then that all gets filled in with blocks back there. This all gets filled in with blocks or dirt as well. Usually you use a different type of wood. You don't want to always use the same wood. One of the things that is overlooked quite often for a lot of builders is when you strip out the sod, the grass off the top of a grass block, you end up leaving a strange looking slightly visible portion of the block beside it, just like you can see that lip of podzol right there over the top of where the sod's been stripped off of this grass block. And a lot of builders will forget to go back and trim that and make it look decent. And that's something that you should pay attention to just to make your stuff look a little bit better. For a little Hobbitville, this is going to look out. This is going to look pretty snazzy, I think. And I like using the spruce wood doors, for this older style, uh, ancient living. Hobbits lived in a time and in a place a lot different than what we live in now. And so this is all going to look really good. And with these circle windows, even up here, I could have something recessed inside that maybe is just another little circle, because the hobbits like the circles, the hobbit hole doorways and things like that. They build that way, especially in Lord of the Rings. If you're into that stuff, this is how those homes would have looked, just nestled into the crest, into the sides of things. But then inside, probably wasn't stone blocks, but it's really hard to say what the inside of this house is going to end up looking like, this hobbit hole. But it's going to end up just being a farm in here. I'm going to run some sort of a zero tick machine in here, and I just wanted it hidden. I just needed it out of sight and out of mind. But I don't really know what I'm going to do in this building. I'm maybe going to put in my bamboo zero ticker, just because having the fuel source right at the start is really nice. Um, I even prefer to have it set up to auto load into a smelter, but because my starter smelter's down inside of my warehouse, then yeah, I'm probably not going to run a distribution system over to my house just to feed three little chests that are mostly there because it looks pretty awesome, in my humble opinion. But yeah, who knows? I've done stranger things. Let's see, what else am I going to do here? The glass is going to be there, but not sure what will be there. The glass will fill all of this in, and then technically that there should be, what do I want the circle to look like from the front? Do I want two little bits of birch wood up there, or do I want to start blending that upper side with the stone look? Probably the stone look would be better. Put that up in there. I think the white stained glass is what I'm going to end up using, but I haven't settled for it just yet, so I better make sure I like the look of it. I think that I do. I really think that I do. Plus I need to put some torches behind it, because then it'll be lit up so I can see it from across the yard and decide, for certain if it's what I want. So we'll break this in just a little bit more. It's getting very dark, and so soon you won't be able to see my screen, because I know I'm struggling to see my screen. But yeah, we'll light that up like so. I think I like the white. I think I like it, but let me go sleep. Make it daytime again. Actually, let me just craft these all into the white. There it is. Let's make all of those and put them in. I want to see it. I can go get more sand if I decide I don't like it, but I'm thinking I'm going to like it. I'm thinking I'm going to like it. There we go. And then let's see, of course the blocks need to go behind it like so. Make sure I'm putting them in the right spot. Last thing I need is placing glass in the wrong place, right? Well, just so you know, in case you didn't, you do not have to worry so much about it if you use Silk Touch. Ooh, that actually looks good too. I kind of kind of like them both. Sorry, I got distracted by my own footsteps. That looks nice. And that looks nice. I'm thinking maybe I'll keep both. Like the basement's a little bit cloudier and the upstairs is a little bit more clear. So I think I'm going to keep them both. That was a win-win all the way around. So yeah, anyhow, this is the update to what I'm up to and the things that I normally have been doing off camera. And I'll probably go ahead and kind of change this over to daytime real quick and keep on playing, but do some more of this off camera, or at least just record it, and then I'll narrate through some things if anything interesting happens, or if like a creeper blows up and ends my game. I'll make sure you get to see that as well. And then, hey, what the heck, we'll start FlapJack Season 2. All right, so hopefully that won't happen, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.